It is Monday, October 18th of 2021 on this beautiful and a little cold Monday morning. And I'm going to tell you about the fun times and weird times that I had this weekend on Guy's Daily Drive. Bam! And welcome everyone to Guy's Daily Drive, which isn't daily, but I am driving, and I am Guy, so 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as I want to say on occasion. This weekend started off not really knowing how things were going to work, and 9/10 of it was my fault. Because I don't always get what people are telling me, especially when it comes to long-term plans. Now, if other people make long-term plans, I get confused because it's okay. You're gonna do this, and you're gonna do that, and you're gonna do it here, and you're gonna do it now, and you're gonna do it later, and I just don't always get it. However, when it's me making the plans, I know what's going on to the T. To the T, I know. I just know. So, I don't know what that says about me. Nothing good, I'm sure. Anyway, my good friend Dave and his wife Joyce, who I go and visit a couple of times a year in Ohio, and I've known Dave, let's see, 91, 2001, 40 years. I've known Dave for 40 years from Ohio. When I moved, I met him about 6 months or so, 6 to 8 months after I moved to Ohio, when I went from my first apartment, which was a nightmare, just a terrible, terrible place, to my second apartment, which is where he also lived. And that's where I started meeting some really better people in Ohio. The first place I lived at was just filled with jerks. And they were waiting for someone like me, young and naive and stupid. Not a good not a good look. To be young, stupid, and naive. Just not a good look at all. But I somehow managed to personify, it's not even a word, all three of those. That's what I do. So, anyway, I've known him a long time, and I go to visit he and his wife, Joyce, a couple times a year. But this was the first time that he'd come to Northern Virginia in a very, very long time. The last time he was here, it wasn't my wedding, which was 29 years ago. But it was probably 10 years or more since he's been in the area. And so I was really looking forward to it, but I wasn't sure exactly how it was going to work or what his itinerary was. And he basically went from Ohio to Harper's Ferry, did some stuff in Harper's Ferry. Then they went to Antietam and they did some stuff there. He's a big Civil War and history buff. And then they came here, and I thought they were going to Florida from here, but they weren't. This was like their last stop. So they get here, and Tracy hadn't seen them since we got married. So 30 years since Tracy had seen him, almost. And we met for dinner early on Friday. And then Saturday I ended up waking up late because I had an upset tummy the night before, probably from dinner. And so we met them for kind of a late breakfast. And then we drove out to Manassas, and went to, oh, come on, people, just go around them. It's like people just forget how to drive. So we go to Manassas, to the site of two large battles, Bull Run 1 and Bull Run 2, which was Bull Run harder, I guess. I don't know. Bruce Willis was not there. And the original plan was to kind of walk around the battlefield, check things out. Unfortunately, it was scheduled to rain. And, hold on, let this guy in. There you go, buddy. It was scheduled to rain, and we didn't want to be out in the middle of the battlefield when it got caught raining, so we decided instead to bag the walking tour, and we would kind of do a driving tour. And no sooner had we got to the car, back to the car, we'd been driving maybe 15 minutes, and sure enough, it started pouring rain. So all of the people we saw running from the various spots on the battlefield. It's like, you have a phone, you have weather apps, check your phone to see what that's going to be all about. So we're driving around and we're seeing as much as we can. And you're not going to be able to see nearly as much, especially in a big wide open battlefield like Manassas has. So the last thing that we were going to go see was this stone bridge, where there was some activities that happened during the battle. But I missed it. I missed the stone bridge because I saw a sign that looked like it was like official, Manassas Bull Run battlefield stuff, but it wasn't. It was to this winery. So that made people very happy. We decided, since we were there anyway, that we would just pop into this winery and check it out. And it had been kind of sprinkling as we were walking up, but as soon as, what is everybody doing here? As soon as we got inside this winery, it started pouring down rain. I mean, really, really hard. So we did there, it was Bull Run wine, I can't quite remember what. We ended up buying 4 bottles because the wine was actually quite good. But we did their tasting. They let you sample 6 different bottles, 3 whites and 3 reds, and we ended up getting 2 whites and 2 reds of the 6. And we'll be drinking those over the course of time at the Searle household. But it turned out that the turning for the bridge was like just before the turning for this winery, so we didn't have far to go in order to get to the bridge, and that was the last thing that we wanted to see. And it's about, depending on traffic and depending on weather, it's about a 45 minutes to an hour drive to get out to Manassas from where Tracy and I live. And by the time we got back from all of that, we were originally also going to go see, and if you're ever in this area, I highly, highly recommend it, the Air and Space Museum, and it's associated with the Smithsonian, that we have out by Dulles Airport. And it's just, hey Martin, it's just an amazing, amazing place. If you like planes and you like to look at old planes and stuff, they have a collection that is just incredible. They have a space shuttle there. They have a SR-71, the spy plane. They have the nose cone to the Enola Gay, which was I think it was a B-29 World War II bomber that dropped the first atomic bomb. Just all kinds of terrific stuff to look at. Huge indoor facility, so rain or shine, this is a great place to go for the family. But we weren't able to go because by the time we got done in Manassas, it was really too late. So we go back, and we ended up just going out to dinner. We went to Outback for dinner, and then we met with them the next morning for breakfast before they started the drive back to Ohio. And I wish they could have stayed longer. Hopefully next time they come, they will be able to stay longer, and hopefully next time they come, we will actually have part of the house cleared of, we have all these bedrooms in the house, and they're all just filled with crap because we have too much stuff, and we just don't know how to get rid of it. And it's not just Tracy, it's me too. But we have to get rid of stuff so that when we have guests from out of town that come to the area, we can offer them a place to stay. So hopefully the next time Dave and Joyce come to the area, and I hope they come soon, we will have some place that they can stay. It can be a lot more of a relaxed time instead of having to drive all over the place to meet with people. And so that was my weekend. I recorded the podcast yesterday, and we got it out yesterday. And if you're going to listen to it, part of it is talking about the Apple event, which is going to take place today at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time, and do the math yourself do the math yourself for whatever time zone you happen to live in. And I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a Mac event, and I think they're going to reveal the next version of their M series processor, and hopefully there will be maybe a new Mac Mini in my future. I've got the M1 and I like it, other than Bluetooth, which is worthy of a guy's daily drive if I haven't already. I rant about how awful Bluetooth is with that thing. So, but I think that's going to do it for today. I'm hoping to get a Mac Mini. I don't really see the need of getting a laptop for now. I have a 2018 MacBook Air, and for what I use a laptop for, it's fine. It works fine. I have the Monterey Beta on it, which, based on my experiences when I went to MacStock, that was a mistake because none of my recording apps would work. So, live and learn. Unfortunately, sometimes you live and learn and it's too late to do anything else about it. But if you would like to get a hold of me, all you have to do is send an email to podcast@vertshark.com. As a matter of fact, I haven't gotten any, so I need to send myself one, make sure it works. If someone could just send off a quick email to podcast@vertshark.com, I would greatly appreciate it. Not just because I appreciate the fact that you've contacted me about the show, but I just want to make sure the darn thing works. And it's one of those things where when you think about it, you can't do anything about it. Like, I can't send myself an email right now. And when I can send myself an email, I don't think about it. So, catch-22. But other than my email address, you can also send me a tweet on the Twitters. I am both VertShark and MacParrot. You can, you can find me on the mymac.com podcast. There's a brand new one out, as I just said, that I do with Gazmaz for 11 years. I also do, besides, of course, Guy's Daily Drive, I also try to do as often as I can Chuck Joyner's Mac Voices, which is a terrific Apple Mac crazy time panel show with a rather eclectic group of people that make up that panel from time to time. And undergarments do come into play almost every single week. It's almost a badge of honor now that undergarments are mentioned. So that's a good time. Go and check that out. That's on Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And just look up Mac Voices and you'll find it on YouTube. And I think he puts a link up on Facebook, but I don't think he's a real big Facebook user. Easier to find if you go to macvoices.com, or if you go to YouTube and look up Mac Voices there, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you'll find it. What else? You can help support the crazy things that I do, like this